Welcome back, everyone. We've got Shaun with Landvoice, one of our favorite companies to talk to when it comes to just data and converting it and enriching it so that we can get more business. Today, I think is an important topic. We were talking to a few different mortgage people this morning, and we were talking about foreclosures, short sales, and pre-foreclosures.
Yep.
And I think it fits into what we're going to talk about today because we need to take a look at it, whether you believe we're heading into more foreclosures or not. I need you all to take a look at the data and ask yourself, is it going to affect my area realistically, logically? And if it is, then that's where what we're going to talk about today really can help you out a lot. And that's pre-foreclosures. Shaun, where do you typically start with a conversation like this?
Man, there's so many things to go over right now. I know you've got some stats and numbers on pre-foreclosures that we want to talk about. Earlier this year, and I know we're at the midpoint now, which is crazy, Tristan, but earlier this year, we were seeing about a 15% increase in pre-foreclosures. I'm curious on the new stats of what you've seen the last month or two. We track a couple of things at Landvoice. We track the national pre-foreclosures, right? What's happening nationally.
Okay.
We also track something called distressed homes, meaning homes that are missing payments but aren't in foreclosure yet. We're going to talk a lot about that later. I'm going to show you some slides.
Just really quick, so I know, when you're tracking that,
yep,
how many payments would somebody have to miss to be on that list?
Yeah. So it's actually 1 to 4 payments to be on that distressed list.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So you can really start talking to someone to see if you can help them early on.
Definitely. Yeah. And there's a lot of companies that call these things different things. So just for preference for today, a lot of companies out there call distressed pre-foreclosure, and I'm not calling it that today. So if they're missing payments, 30, 60, 90, 120, that's a home in financial duress. I call that a distressed home. Then once the bank finally forecloses, and I'll get into this more in a second, when they actually file, the notice of default, the lis pendens, that's what I call a pre-foreclosure, where it's actually now scheduled to go to auction, right?
Perfect. You and I are on the same page. Let me say hi to a few people. Everyone, let us know what city, what state, what country you're from. You already did that. In some cases, we got David, San Diego, not too far. It's a 4-hour drive. Hold on, David. Every time I get somebody coming to Southern California, I get a text and they're like, hey, I'm going to be in SoCal. I'm like, great. You want to have lunch? I'm like, sure. And then I'm like, where are you going? And they're like, San Diego. And I'm like, dude, that's like a 5-hour drive.
I'm in country down there.
I'm far away from you. I'm in Malibu. That's not close. And I love that because California looks so damn small. Anyway, David, welcome. Melenis, Tampa, Jennifer, Jacksonville, Kim, Bradenton, Florida. I don't know where that is. Debbie, Denver, Rancho Cucamonga. Thank you. Amani Patel, Irvine, not too far. All right. A lot of you, thank you so much. Let us know what city, what state, what country you're from, and let us know if you're using Landvoice already or not. I'd love to know. Definitely. As we're going to show you some things here. And then I'm getting the latest numbers for us. So if you want to go ahead and start with the slides, I'll interrupt you somewhere in between.
Beautiful. Yeah. So listen, I know there's a lot of people out there today that are very seasoned in real estate. You've been in the game for a long time. I know there's a bunch of you out there that are just brand new. Today, we're going to basically break it down and talk pre-foreclosure, foreclosure 101. Just want to kind of give you guys, set the table, give a good foundation, what it is, how Landvoice can help, and what you can do to really list a lot of properties right now. So the bottom line before I share a screen is this. Since 2013, 2014, we haven't seen a lot of foreclosures. There's been a ton of forbearances in our industry, especially with COVID, right? A lot of loan mods. So people get in foreclosure and the bank doesn't want to foreclose. And so they tack on all those delinquent payments to the end of loan and they do a loan modification. So we've seen a lot of that over the last 5-6 years and not a lot of foreclosures. So nationally, and this is early this year, late last year in 2025, we were seeing 93 to 100,000 foreclosures a month. Not a lot. I mean, when you compare that to 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, I mean, just a drop in the bucket,
Dude,
right?
look at 08, 9, 10, right? The max.
Yep.
And then closed. I had the data up until March. It looks like Adam hasn't dropped April fully.
Yep.
So we look at it right here, completed, a slight tick up, but if we look 5 years, this is what's concerning,
Interesting. Yeah.
right? All of a sudden,
Yep.
it's like nothing, nothing. Wait, what happened? And if we do the same thing with a foreclosure starts or foreclosure filings, right? No, a drop in the bucket, it looks like, but look, zoom in 5 years, zoom in a year, dude. Look at
Yeah.
that.
That's where we're seeing the spike. So early this year, we saw about a 15% increase, and you're seeing that to continue to tick up. Now, the other thing that we saw late last year is we were tracking the distressed, the homeowners that were missing the payments, and we were seeing about 1 million to even a 1.2 million homes across the country that were missing payments but not in foreclosure yet. That was
Yeah.
alarming. Like, there's a
Yeah.
little wave here coming, right? Well, then in like December of 25, January 26, we started seeing 1.8 million homes in distress.
How many?
Now, 1.8 million,
In
right? So you got
distress.
100,000 in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure to 1.8 million that are missing payments. Now, some of those have gotten caught up. It's normalized a little bit, but we're still seeing 1 million to 1.2 that are in financial duress, or what we call distress, and concerning. Like, there's a little bit of a wave coming. What does that mean for you as realtors? Well, as professionals, it's a huge opportunity for you to, what we like to call, add value to the industry, help homeowners that are in distress list the home, save their credit, save their equity, and find something that'll help them just kind of start over before the bank forecloses, takes it to auction, kills their credit, and takes everything, right?
Yeah.
And what's a better opportunity for us as real estate professionals to list more homes than to help homeowners that are in a really bad spot,
I
right?
agree, dude.
Yeah.
I remember in 08, 9, 10 having to do short sales, having to go and give people options, right? What are my
Mhm.
options? What can I do? So I think if we approach it like that, we'll have a lot more success in using what you've created here for us.
So I can't see you Tristan anymore, but can you see this slide for pre-foreclosures?
I got you.
Okay, cool. So ignore the number 4. This is part of a bigger presentation, but let's talk pre-foreclosures for a minute. And this is something that I hope you have some notes, that you take a couple notes, because I'm hoping this will help everybody out there.
Everyone get
Now,
your pen and paper out. I got mine.
we're talking about 5 stages of foreclosure. You could call it 6, because the first stage is what we call homes in distress. We'll talk about that in a minute. But really, the 5 stages of pre-foreclosure are either you live in one of 2 states. You live in a judicial state or a non-judicial state.
Okay.
If you live in a judicial state, the bank has to start foreclosure after someone's missed 2, 3, 4 payments. They got to begin the foreclosure process. In a judicial state, they have to file a lis pendens. If you're in a non-judicial state, you see it right there. It's called an NOD. It's a notice of default, right? So lis pendens, or notice of default, that's what starts pre-foreclosure in every state. It's either a lis pendens, it's a Latin term meaning lien pending, or it's an NOD, it's a notice of default. Once that is filed, every state's different, but now the clock starts ticking. Normally, the bank has to wait somewhere between 60 days and 180 days before they can foreclose and take that property to the auction. Now, when it goes to the auction and it doesn't sell, it becomes bank-owned, or what we call an REO, real estate-owned property. In between the bank-owned or the REO status, we have something called a notice of sale in a judicial state, or a notice of trustee sale in a non-judicial state. And what that means is the bank has to make public notice before they take the property to the auction. And usually that happens between 2, 6, sometimes 8 weeks before the auction, again, depending on the county and the jurisdiction. But they have to make a public notice. We call that a notice of sale in judicial states, a notice of trustee sale, NOTS, in the non-judicial states. Now, which one are you in, right? Which state are you in? Here's the list of whether you're in a judicial state and have lis pendens, or in a non-judicial state and have a notice of default. So why does all of this matter? Well, if you were to get data, there's a lot of companies out there to go get data from. Landvoice is one of those. We can deliver all the lis pendens, notice of defaults, notice of trustee, or notice of sales, and the REOs to you every day. But whether you get it from us or someone else, it's important to know what type of state you're in, judicial or non-judicial, and what to expect. Am I going to be looking at notice of defaults or list pendens? We like the list pendens and the notice of defaults because we have time to contact the owner, help the owner, list the property, sell the property, save the equity, save the credit, and really become a superhero in your area, right? So we like the timing because typically you have anywhere from 2 to 6 months to sell that property before it goes to the auction. What I'm trying to educate you on is in these states where you're going to get the notice of defaults from us, you're going to get the list pendens. Now you have time to list the home and sell it. But you're also going to see in that data notice of sales and notice of trustee sales. This is where you don't have a lot of time. This is where there's 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks before the auction. And there's things you can do to stall that auction. If you don't know, you can talk to a broker or someone else in your office. But there's a lot of homeowners that might consider stalling the auction to give you more time to list the property and get it sold. Most homes right now aren't in a short sale status, Tristan, right? Most homes have equity and we can sell these properties and get rid of them quick. And so that's the luxury of what we're in. There are some short sales happening out there and you can help the homeowner still in a short sale situation. But for the most part, there's equity in the home and you can help preserve that equity, get the home sold and list a lot of homes at this point. Right?
Well, we're noticing two worlds here. One is the world that has a lot of equity, right, or some equity.
Yep.
And then those people that purchased in the last 2-ish years, where they bought in places that are depreciating.
Yeah.
And that can cause a bigger problem, right? That's what we're seeing.
Definitely. The other thing that you'll get when you oftentimes see these pre-foreclosures is you'll also see homes that are REO or bank owned. That status of they've gone to auction and now the bank owns it. And we get a lot of questions from our customers like, why would you send me the bank owns or the REOs? Those are already, they've gone to auction. And the reason we still show those in the pre-foreclosure is because we like you to click on those bank owned and REO properties and see if there's a pattern. And what I mean by that is there a big lender in your area that's having to foreclose on a lot of homes? Because that's an opportunity to build a relationship with that lender and become a listing agent on those bank-owned properties. So there's a lot of value in the REOs and the bank-owns. Don't just skip past them. Figure out which banks in your area have a bigger presence or have to foreclose on more homes than others. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the judicial, we got the non-judicial states. This is pre-foreclosure 101. For some of you, this is just review, but I think it's a good reminder, stay top of mind with what's happening with foreclosures. Guys, what I want to remind you also is the listing opportunity with pre-foreclosure data, even though they're really down and ticking up, is it's just a huge listing opportunity. I talk to people all the time. I'll go to an event at different parts of the country and they'll say, Shaun, thank you so much. Your data at Landvoice, I just listed 7 homes in the last 45 days by reaching out to pre-foreclosures, and they hadn't taken one call, had anyone contact them or reach out to them or door knock or send them a letter, none of that. It was one of the best experiences for me because I'm truly helping homeowners. And I'm listing more homes than I've ever listed before. And I love that. That's why we come to work at Landvoice every day, is to help agents list homes. And the beauty behind it is we really are in the service industry. And when we can help others, help homeowners through a really difficult time, it makes prospecting or working with homeowners a lot easier, right?
It does.
So one more slide, Tristan, and then we can kind of talk through this a little bit. But this is a bit of the timing of the foreclosure. So if you can see my cursor, what we've been talking about is the notice of default. But what typically happens is a homeowner misses a payment, and then a second, third, and fourth. And somewhere in here is when the bank says, geez, we got to start foreclosure. This is tough. And so that's when they file the NOD or the list pending. They wait somewhere between 60 and 180 days, depending on the state that you're in. That's when the notice of trustee sale, notice of sale, or sometimes called notice of foreclosure sale is filed. Then it goes to auction. If the bank doesn't sell it, it becomes bank owned or the auction winner. So this is all the opportunity for list homes. Now, with a lot of data companies out there, they're going to charge you $60 to $100 for this pre-foreclosure data right here, right? And the beauty of Landvoice, we can save you a lot of money. We're going to give you all the pre-foreclosures, all your FSBOs, expired, your geo-farming tools, all of that for $100 a month. If you call and tell people that you've heard us here at LabCoat, that's a special or promotion we're running, right? But what I want to also talk to you guys about is there's a little bit of competition here, but not a lot. And so we really love our pre-foreclosure data for that listing opportunity and to, again, just genuinely help homeowners. The other thing that Landvoice came out with a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now, is a distressed list. And these are homeowners that are missing payments, but the bank has not filed foreclosure yet. Now, this is really premium data. It's not out there in the open market. It's something we've built through some algorithms. And the beauty to this file, distressed, I have found one other company out there that's selling this, Tristan. But this is a beautiful file because you can now tell Landvoice, you can say, hey, here's my 10 zip codes that I really want to kind of work in. And what we'll do is we'll go through those zip codes until we find you 500 homes that are in distress. We keep it exclusive for you and no one else. And then you're reaching out to homeowners and helping them in a really difficult situation before the bank's foreclosed. Now, I don't necessarily love the 30-day stuff because people miss payments and get caught up really quickly. But Tristan, for those out there that are looking for an edge or to do something a little bit different or to add a new pillar of income, I absolutely love what I call 60, 90, 120s with our distress data because it's exclusive. The homeowner is having no conversations with anyone else. And it's an opportunity for you to step in early and begin talking about options they might have if they are really in a bad spot, right?
Hold on, there's a question about that, actually.
Yep.
Kim's asking, what about when an owner submits a request for short sale in this timeline? How does that affect our conversation with listing homes? I think it's perfect timing.
Yeah, and you've been in this industry for a long time, Tristan. Let's start with you. Like, what?
Yeah, Kim, I think
anything you'd say to that?
For that situation, anytime that happens and a short sale process starts, and that's a big opportunity for you to say, hey, sign this document that lets you then communicate with the banks or bank involved. And then you can be that liaison and go through. And then when you list, you request, hey, here's how it's going to roll. We do want to list this home. Here's the net to the bank if there's a net. And then that's all going through you. And then you've negotiated your commission up front in most cases. In some cases, you still have to wait until an offer comes through. But you already started the process. You're that face and you're that liaison between both parties. It works really, really well.
Really well said. And there's opportunities. We're seeing more and more short sales, right? So like you mentioned, if they've bought in the last 2 years, it's happening, right? In a lot of these markets that have values have decreased a little bit.
And then, Shaun, what if there are not 500 distressed homes in those zip codes?
It's a really good question. And what we'll typically do is add a couple of more zip codes, but our experience is that it only takes us usually 4 to 6 zip codes to get you 500 homes. We do ask for 10 and we ask them in priority level for you. So give them to us in priority. We'll find those 500 homes. It's a separate charge from the 100 that I've mentioned. The 100 is the notice of default list pending all the way through the foreclosure process that we're talking about in the slide. The distress, this is very elite, exclusive data that puts you ahead of the curve and you're having conversations early, which are really healthy. So it's a really valuable list. And what we found is we can always find 500 unless you're in a really rural ag, farm, small town. We'll find you 500. And for a couple of reasons, right? Remember, there's a lot more of this distressed happening than there is the NODs and list pendens. List pendens, we're at about 115, 120,000 a month. Distressed, guys, we're at about 1.2 million of these homes right now that we're finding where people are missing payments.
That's crazy, man. And I think at this point, we just changed the strategy, our mindset, and say, well, if we're coming in with options, what are those options, right? And look, if you're all new to this, I had the blessing of going through this process, which is horrible. Not me personally, but helping out a lot of people, unfortunately, through this and learning, not knowing what the hell to do, and trial by fire. But you can take that slide if you want to put it back up, Shaun. I think this is important for everybody here. That awesome slide that you had that showed the progression of actually going to foreclosure. Let me add this back up. Everyone here, I would take a picture of this right
Please.
here
Yep.
and then upload it to your choice of AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever you want. And I would say, hey, I want to help. I want to help owners, homeowners of properties that are going through this process up to the foreclosure stage. How do you suggest I help them as a real estate agent? Here's the area that I cover, right? And I've got this data, right? The data that we got from you, Shaun. So whether we're going to be mailing to them, whether we're going to feel comfortable enough to stop by and knock on their door, or maybe we call them, I don't know. But this gives you a better understanding of what they're going through and what the possibilities are using the Landvoice data. Because I think where we all get stuck, Shaun, is like, well, what the hell do we do now? Like, we've got the data, we know the process,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, the beauty is we want you to wake up every morning, 8 a.m., see the new data, and start making and having more conversations. And remember, with Landvoice, we just launched this new tool called Inked that you and I have talked about, Tristan.
Yes.
You can send them that handwritten card in like 3 clicks. We've got everything that you should say in the card. And you can send a card and follow up with a quick phone call. And this is the way to establish really mature conversations and list more homes. And we want to make that really easy for you at Landvoice.
Nate's asking a good question. How quickly are leads put into your system after a notice of default?
Yeah. And so the answer is, we get updates daily. So we're sending you those new data points daily. As soon as that hits county record, we're typically getting it the next day or the day after. And so you're getting the NOD as soon as humanly possible, right? Like, to get that to you, we're working with 3,300 counties, aggregating all the data, skip tracing the data for the homeowner information, and now you're ready to have those conversations that we're talking about.
Let me go through where everybody said they were at, just really quick, because that matters. Ollie said San Diego. I'm going to pick the areas that I think you guys should test this out on. Definitely San Diego. Definitely Murrieta, because you guys have a lot of new construction. Think of people buying new construction 2 years out. Prices have kind of remained kind of in the middle, right? Riverside for sure, Ann.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, Vittoria depends where in New Jersey, because I know New Jersey is kind of hot. So
it is.
Depends where in New Jersey. So take a look at that. Florida, listen, I would do the majority of Florida, just if you're in it. This is beautiful for Florida. Also Texas. Now you've got Naples for sure, Rosamond. Chicago, I know you guys have one of the hottest markets in Chicago, but I take a look in Chicago as well. And I'm just going through Denver also. Yeah, we're all over the place. But Shaun, when it comes to this, what do you suggest we do as far as how we start? Like, okay, we got the data, now what the heck do we do?
I'm glad you asked that, because I think for a lot of people, this is somewhat intimidating if they've never done it before. And what I would just say is, number one, lean on your experience. And if you don't have a lot of experience, lean on the experience of your office. For example, if you're having a conversation with someone, right, in foreclosure, and you haven't done 5, 10, 20 of these deals, what you're saying is going to be a little bit different, right? You're going to say, listen, my office has literally done 50, 100, hundreds of these foreclosures in the last 10 years. And with my experience, I know, and I'm confident we can help you through this journey and ensure your home gets sold before it goes to auction. And so that one thing, don't let any type of insecurity or imposter syndrome stop you from contacting these owners. You have plenty of experience through your broker, through all the agents in your office. And if you don't have any of those things, simply just your Facebook group in Lab Code Agents, there are plenty of people willing to help and talk you through this situation, right?
Yeah, and I think this is an important topic, Shaun. We'll probably start talking a little bit more about short sale processes and what notice of defaults are, how they work. We'll probably start doing that a little bit more so that people can get comfortable with that. The other thing I would do is, once you take that picture, this picture right here, what he's got, you upload it into Claude and say, hey, can you explain to me the different levels here between distress, pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, and eviction? Explain to me the processes in my city and state so I understand them better.
And ask Claude, what's the timing in my county? When the notice of default or list pending is filed, how long before the bank can foreclose? I'll have to bring another slide at another time, Tristan, but I can show you that by state. Claude can break that down, or any of your AI apps will break that down for you as well.
Yeah, a couple of questions for you, and then I want to show something in regards to this. Okay, so Amy, what's the fee for the list of 500 leads and this program? Right. So, what does that look like?
Yeah, just real quick, and I'm trying not to get too salesy, but if you're interested in pre-foreclosure data, the NOD all the way to the bank owned, really inexpensive. You can buy that a la carte for $50, or if you want all the expireds and pre-foreclosures and notice of defaults and your geofarm tool, $100 a month. It's typically $147 a month on our website. A lot of competitors are $200 a month, so we're going to save you a lot of money there. On the distressed, exclusive, 500 homes. We have a competitor out there charging $2,000 for the 500 homes because it's exclusive. When they launched that, I said, I can do way better than that. We cut that in half. So it's $1,000. And I know that sounds like a lot, guys, but you list one home and the ROI is massive. My expectation is for you to list 5 to 10 homes through that distressed file. You can do even more than that, but that's what I'm seeing with many of the agents that are using that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show my screen really quick. So let me just tell my team, hey guys, when I show the screen, before it's already on YouTube, so we're gonna have to
edit,
blur those things out, or we're gonna get the YouTube video knocked down. So please, let's edit that. I'm gonna show my screen so you can see what this looks like on Landvoice, because we do have it. Over on the left, you see these choices, right? Expireds, FSBOs, neighborhood search, scripts, which somebody was asking for. That's why I popped this up. This pre-foreclosures, right? So you see here, and this is why we have to blur it out, because then YouTube calls us out on it. But we've got their information here.
Click on that address for me, Tristan.
Right here?
Yep, that'll give you all the details and the picture of the home as well.
Perfect. I like this. You've got all this information. And then we can go to the next one. Same thing. But here's what I want you to notice, because I've always been a big proponent of doing the right thing, because I want our industry to just level up. Do you see this where it says DNC, right? That means don't be an idiot. That's what it means. It's just don't be an idiot. Don't call.
Honor the DNC.
Yeah, just don't
They're
call.
all scrubbed there for you.
Please don't do that. It makes us all look bad, all of us.
And if all the numbers are on the DNC, there's a button right there to click inked and send that handwritten card, right? Like it's literally
there are other options, guys. Like most of the expireds, FSBOs, and conversations I used to have with notice of defaults came from me going to their house or from letters.
Yep.
Crazy. Why? Because nobody else is doing it. Everyone gets the call, they get frustrated. It's like, I don't want another call. But what happens is when we're mailing to them, that's your biggest opportunity that not a lot of you are taking. And I love this because now, remember, don't call. Now, if I go over to the top, dude, look at this. Handwritten cards.
Scroll over to the left, just right above the address, Tristan. So you got the address there up just above the address, and to the right, there's 4 icons. There's a Google Map icon. There's a Zillow icon.
Oh.
There's a print
Dude,
icon.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm challenged with right and left.
No,
Shaun.
you're good.
I'm like,
you're
this
good.
right? This over
and then
here?
that 4th icon is supposed to be a letter. So if you click on that one, that's the place you'll send the inked card to that one, or you can select all of them and send an inked card to all of them. So literally all your pre-foreclosure scripts and cards, you'll find which one you love. You'll click one of those pre-foreclosure cards. This, you can change these, but we've already built. So let's see, go back to choose template up at the top, Tristan. Yep. And then just below here, click one of these. Yep. Click that pre-foreclosure.
Pre-foreclosure.
So click that one for me. And we have a bunch of scripts already pre-written. You review that. We've got your signature and all of your other things that will already be added. and then I think you click next one more time, review, and it's as simple as just,
That's pretty quick, dude.
yeah. So right there, you're going to click one more button, and that's
We
going to
use
send off.
so obviously we've talked about this before,
Yep.
and I love how you've integrated this company into what you do because it makes it easier. Dude,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
It's like I said, it's 3 clicks and you send it right off.
I like it.
But review all the scripts, like which card you love, or edit it and save it, and you've got exactly what you want to send out every time.
I didn't know that button was there, man. Now I'm pressing it again.
Yeah.
I know you're not watching my screen, but I'm like, oh, that made it so much easier.
So you can send it to one, or you can select all in the top left and send it to all of them. It's totally up to you.
Okay, perfect. Let me just check one more thing on this. Excellent. So to answer the question, because I know I didn't press on the button for scripts, but I'm going to show you where to go. Over on the left, you see the scripts, right? All script. You have other scripts, right? You can go through all here. You can take a look and what I would do.
Email us. We'll get the pre-foreclosures in there, but support at landvoice.com, and we'll send you a whole book with all the scripts you need.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Okay, so let me. If you sign up, you'll get it. So let's put up that QR code one more time. Let me see what people are saying really quick. Do you have effective scripts? Got that. Kim, yes. I think you were saying yes to me, saying don't call. Do not call, please. Amy, is the pre-foreclosure list $1,000 a month per year or a one-time fee?
The distressed file is a one file. It's $1,000 for the 500 homes. The pre-foreclosures are $50 a month, or if you get the expired, it's FSBOs, pre-foreclosures, neighborhood search. You're $100 a month with this code that Tristan has up for you.
Perfect. Humani, how to approach them when they are on the DNC and there's no response to letters? What should be your game plan in the situation? Humani, from personal experience, it's just a matter of a combination of things. That means you're not just sending out one letter. It's really a continuous process of letters that grow on each other, because if you're sending me a letter one time, I may get it, I may read it, I may throw it in or not. But if I've seen it 3, 4, 5 times and I'm still distressed over a long period of time, that letter is going to impact me more 2 months from now. If you're still showing up that way. And if you've already stopped by my home 2 or 3 times, this is why you can't grab a lot of these. It's like you've got to do it in a very niche area. And I learned that the hard way. So if I'm door knocking and I've already knocked twice and I've sent you 6 letters, and on top of that, because when I started this, Facebook didn't have retargeting. Right now, I've uploaded all of the notice of default, and guess who's showing up? And it's answering a specific question they have. It's like, well, what do I do now? I'm struggling, and that's following them too. Now you've got 3 things over a longer period of time, and this is how you play this game.
By the way, Tristan, for anyone that wants to create a custom audience to all the distressed foreclosure FSBOs with the Landvoice list, we have a tutorial. It's like 6 quick pages of everything to click on in Facebook to build that custom audience and just target those FSBOs, pre-foreclosures, FSBOs. Support at landvoice.com. We'll send that to you as well. Just send an email.
Okay. I like that, and I like the scripts. What I would do with the scripts, Anthony, thanks. Many sellers are embarrassed, even frozen on what to do. I 100% agree with that. Great info. I love that. Here's what I would do. When you get this from Shaun, the scripts for notice of default and whatever else he's going to send you once you sign up, I would upload those to specifically to ChatGPT, and then turn on the voice and say, hey, I want to practice with you. Go through these objections with me. I want to get better, and be critical, please. It's not a real person. Like, be critical all you want. Say, hey, you know what? You did terrible, Tristan. You suck at this. Practice about 10 more hours and you might be good at it. That's what I want, right? So that's what I would suggest everyone do once you get Shaun's scripts. And if you're already part of Landvoice, go to that script section, download those, upload those to ChatGPT, and practice. Practice all day on your phone. It's easier on your phone. Shaun, anything I missed besides everyone check out Landvoice?
So good. We love our foreclosures, and we know you'll list more homes. Let's get intentional with our business.
Agreed. This is a great topic, dude. I think
it's a good one, and it's timely, right? Like this is a really good time
I
to
think
get into
it's
this.
just starting. Man.
Yep.
It's
That's
just starting. Because that graph I showed you, and I'll end with this. Let me go back to I created this on AI last year, and so I keep on updating it. It updates automatically every time there's new data. But I have this housing crash risks assessment, right? And I have all of these cards that have all of these leading indicators. And 3 of the leading indicators that I have here are mortgage delinquencies, foreclosure filings, and foreclosure starts. Oh, and completed foreclosures. So I look at these and dude, it's not getting any better.
No, and that first card you're looking at, that 1.89%, Tristan, if you looked at that 6-9 months ago, it was like less than 1%. So it's definitely like, right.
Yeah, look at this. Dude's 5 years. Look at 1 year. It just shot up.
Yep.
And this is January because we don't have the other data, but I'm assuming it keeps going, which hopefully I have the data updated when we talk again. I love this. Let's keep this topic. What do we got? A couple more questions. One more. Grace, many are located in gated communities, especially Florida, where the game plan has to be changed. You can't visit the home. Grace, exactly. That's why I'm a big proponent of mailing, right? So let's just
use those
assume
handwritten cards, Grace. Yeah.
Let's just assume they're gated and they're on the do not call list, right? Great. Well, that means I'm going to be mailing and I'm going to be using the data to retarget them. And now they're going to see me over a longer period of time because I'm playing a really long game. This is where most agents just don't do anything.
Not even the peripheral. This is a way to really separate yourself from everyone, right?
Yep. Agreed. Jennifer, very timely conversation, and love that by reaching people early in the process, we're helping them solve a problem and alleviate a difficult situation. That's it, Jennifer. You summed up this whole session with that comment.
Good job, Jennifer.
Thank you for being here, everybody. Appreciate you. Shaun, thanks for continuing to make this better because I didn't know that button was there. Just do the cards. So thank you on that. Appreciate it. And everybody, check out Landvoice and let them know you heard it on Lab Coat Agents.
Good
Thanks,
to see you
buddy.
guys.
Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome week.